Welcome back to the Sideline Report. I'm Marvin Jackson, along with Lou Holder and Bad News Barnes. Now, let's talk about the whole NFL. I mean, there's going to be some pretty good playoff games, I think, in January. Yes. And starting with the AFC, who do you guys favor over there in the AFC?
Well, in the AFC, it's tough. You know, everyone want to look at Peyton Manning and his situation as far as him not playing the cold. It's not so much him playing in cold weather. It's all about in the playoffs, he played better defenses. He played better teams. So that's the part you want to look at for us with the Denver Broncos. Cincinnati could be a dark horse, but they can't win on the road. That's their biggest problem. Now they have 2 games left for the rest of the season at home, which should play in their favor. But if this team can't win on the road, they can't go too far with New England Grunt situation. That's going to hold them back a little bit. But as long as Tom Brady has the ball, they'll be fine. And then
so they can win without Gronkowski?
It'll be much tougher because all they're going to do is play small ball. Because the Patriots, they have a mindset, which every team should have a mindset of, just play for first downs. Play for your first downs, play 10 yards here, 10 yards there. Try not to go for a 30-yard bomb down the field because he also had to keep in mind that his defense, they still gelling as well. So to help play good defense, offensively, take short plays, and then when you get a chance to go big, then you go for it.
I like the team that we saw on Sunday. I mean, at Kansas City, they got the special teams. Andy Reid is a good coach. Right. What happened in Philly was that, his expiration date was just over. I mean, 14 years in one city, right?
Yeah,
I mean, but the thing is, he has a new platform, new voices. That Kansas City team. But obviously, the road's going to go through Denver. I mean, they couldn't beat Denver twice. Right. But if they have a third chime, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. So I like the team we saw. They got it all.
They got a great front 7, too.
Yeah, buddy.
And, I was talking to Tamba Ali, their defensive, linebacker, defensive end, whatever. Right. He rushes that passer. And he was telling me, I asked him, you lost to Denver twice, and but you come in here and just run the Skins, off the field. And he said, well, Denver has a great quarterback, probably the greatest ever. Right. And isn't that interesting that he didn't mention anything good about Griffin? I mean,
well, he's not going to give a second-year guy any. I mean, Peyton Manning is so cerebral, right? And if it wasn't for that play against, the Ravens last year, I mean, everybody thought the Denver Broncos were going to move on in those playoffs. So as long as the Denver Broncos have home field advantage, it's going to go through. It's going to be hard. But if one team can beat them, it's Kansas City. Kansas City can go in there.
Third time.
That's what I mean. It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you look back at that game when they played Baltimore last year, the reason why they was in it because Trenton Holiday with his 2 big returns that he had. If he didn't have those returns there could have been a different game. And then at the same time, will John Fox make the same mistakes in his coaching towards the end? There's no way the Ravens had no more timeouts left, 1 minute and 5 seconds, and he didn't allow Peyton Manning to throw the pass to get that first down to end the game. And then after the Ravens made that remarkable touchdown pass, 31 seconds left with 2 timeouts. They could at least march the ball down the field to get a field goal because the game was tied. So it's really going to see what John Fox is going to do in his decision-making. But if Baltimore can hold out and last the Lions they got to play and then the New England Patriots, that's a team that can travel on the road. Harbaugh and these guys, they starting to put things together. It's not pretty, and it's never been pretty in Baltimore. But this team know how to play situational football.
But they win.
Right, all about situations. And the Ravens are one of those teams that know how to step up in certain situations.
Let's talk about the NFC. Who are you guys' favorites over there?
Well, Seattle,
everybody's favorite is Seattle, but who behind Seattle?
But you know what though? Those Saints are hard to beat in the dome.
And the Saints,
because the way that they bounced back and beat a tough Carolina team, when you go into that dome, that's going to be something. So
so they're as tough in that dome as Seattle is up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the 49ers, that is a team. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl last year, and they don't show any signs of letting up.
They're still hungry.
So they're going to have to go to one of those teams, and they could go in there and beat Colin Kaepernick et al., Frank Gore, the way Frank Gore is running the ball. They got the receivers, that defense. Carlos Rogers is playing out of his mind.
Right.
Couldn't do it here, but he's playing out of his mind over
so
there.
Happy now. Too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can see.
Yeah.
Remember they said he couldn't see.
Right.
He was here. Now he's got contacts and he can see and whatnot.
Right.
But the way that team is playing, I mean, you got to think that the top four is Carolina, New Orleans, San Francisco, and Seattle.
Right. I'd be willing to throw in the Detroit Lions into the mix because when you look on paper, the Detroit Lions should be the team to compete to be a Super Bowl contender. The only problem that the Lions have is that the turnovers. They have too many turnovers late in the game. They find themselves having to fight back. Now, they have the talent to come back, but this team should be a lot better than what they are. But I would definitely keep my eyes on the 49ers, like you said, because the 49ers, they've been there. They know how to play situational football. They know the taste of defeat from last year. They know what it takes to beat Seattle. They just had to find those certain spots, and Kaepernick have to hit those receivers back. But now since they got Crabtree back, I think it'll be a lot easier for him this go around.
And his Detroit is my Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Because I think that with Chip Kelly,
they're looking better and better
every week.
Yes, they are.
It's a confidence thing. The way the Redskins rolled off those 7 wins at the end, it was all a confidence thing.
Right.
And Chip Kelly has these guys now believing in themselves, and they got the Deshaun Jackson, they
McCoy
got Shady McCoy, and Nick Foles. The only way he throws an interception is when you can't see the field because it's full of snow.
Right. That's it.
He's not throwing an interception. He's a smart
They
quarterback. So you put in Trent Cole, you put all those in the mix. All you have to do is get in the playoffs. And if they win this division, what it looks like they're going to do, you host a game, and then you don't know what happens. So his Detroit is my Philadelphia.
All right, but let's switch gears a little bit. Let's go back to Washington. Can Washington win in Atlanta? Can they win against Dallas?
I would say in Atlanta, no, because Atlanta, unlike the Washington Redskins, they're gonna play with some pride. The Atlanta Falcons, they were banged up with injuries this year, especially with their their big time receivers. But the Cowboy game, if they want to salvage anything for the fans, knowing that Tony Romo's 11-17 in December, knowing he's got to come here into another cold weather where he didn't want to really play Monday night, it was cold out there. This is one game they may have a chance because the Cowboys can't stop the pass. If they want to throw the ball here with RG3, if Pierre Garçon can make the big catches late in the game. I think they can pull that out, especially if they go based off their running game to support it.
All right, Luke,
the Washington Redskins can win every game on the rest of their schedule. It's if they want to. They can go down in Atlanta and win. They could definitely beat the Cowboys, and they could beat the Giants, who are not going to be playing for anything. They can win all those games. It's the fact, do they want to?
All right. Well, guys, it's been fun. Thank you, Barry Bad News Barnes.
Thank you very much.
He didn't bring us too much bad news today, though. Right?
Well, we had Tom here, so he took a lot of this stuff today. So.
Tom brought it, right?
Let the man do his thing.
All right, and Lou Holder, thanks, man.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, we've been trying to get you on here for a long time.
Hey, I'm always here for you.
We love it. We love it. And thanks to all our Sideline Report team who made it through the bad weather today. And thank you, viewers, for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm Marvin Jackson. See you next time. All right, guys.